I didn't get my hair done, so I'm like, I'm gonna throw this on because I can't believe it's on here.
Yeah, you look fine.
Thank you.
So how's your day going so far?
So far so good. I don't have an exam today, so I'm just I don't know. But after this, I have to study for my finals tomorrow. I
How
have
do you think you're doing on them?
Huh?
I wish you luck. How are you doing so far?
So far so good. I had three yesterday, which is crazy, from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I felt like my body wouldn't even move anymore, like, because I've been studying and writing all day. My arms even hurt. I can't even lift it properly. Um, so I think I'm doing good so far. Tomorrow I have one more, so that'll be
Are you graduating? Is this your last year?
no, actually, I graduated with my associate, so I came back for a bachelor. So, and I started this year.
Oh,
So,
okay.
like, I'm a junior, so I have 2 more years.
Okay.
Yeah,
What are you studying?
computer science.
Computer science?
Yeah,
Cool.
I know.
I went to school for culinary arts. I'm a chef.
What?
I went to school for culinary arts. I'm a chef.
Oh, yeah. I saw. I don't know if. Wait, do you have another page for your chefs?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Girl, you're good.
Thank
Seriously.
you. I appreciate it.
Oh my God. Like, you're doing an amazing job at it. Like, seriously.
That's my first love, and then modeling comes second because you know how modeling it's not always steady income, nothing's guaranteed.
You know how people like don't think like, like models do other things? Like, I think when I went on your page, I was like, because I've met this girl. I'm like, I didn't know she could like be this good. Like, she had something else that she's so dedicated to. And I kept scrolling and scrolling and scrolling to the page. I was like, oh my God, like she's an actual chef. I'm like, oh my God. Like, seriously, that's good job. Good job. Good job.
So what do you want to do after you graduate?
Actually, I'm gonna do after I graduate, I'm gonna do modeling full time, and this is just for me, and school is just for me and my family because
Mhm.
yeah, but most especially for me because I want to do it, just in case, I just want to have that, and I'm also working on my own company, which is gonna be like a staffing company, so I'm just working on a strong background for myself and my company.
Yeah, that's a smart idea.
Yeah. But I'm gonna do modeling full time after school. After I graduate, it's like, the
Yeah.
whole fall traveling, and yeah, I'm gonna get back into that. So yeah.
Good luck. I would love to
Yeah.
travel more for modeling.
So why don't you well, do you have a mother agent?
Yeah, I have a few. Um, One of the bigger ones, MMG, and then a few smaller ones. And then a lot of the times, honestly, I book a lot of my own work.
Yeah.
And the few jobs that I traveled for, I booked. One of them was like for Cream of Nature. They flew me out to Georgia,
That's
and
good.
that was through an agent. But then the other one was for UPS campaign, and they flew me to. Well, I flew to where was it? It was in Chicago, but it was only for like
Good.
a day. So I haven't gone like across seas. That would be so cool.
If you want to go overseas, I think you should get a mother agent. Not do you have an actual agent, not a mother agent,
No,
right?
I don't have a mother agent.
You need that.
We can touch on. Let's talk about.
Yeah. It's something that I'm really gonna touch on. It's very important basis for modeling.
Hmm.
Very.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's definitely. I
I
don't
made
know
that
much about
decision
that.
and things changed for me.
What'd you say?
I made that decision and things changed for me.
Really?
Hmm.
Okay, I need more information on that. I feel like I can learn so much on this webinar. I'm here to like share information,
Yeah.
spread the wealth of knowledge, but I also want to learn too. Like,
Yeah. I mean, it's good that you came up with it. I mean, when you emailed me at that time, girl, I was swamped with school and so much, but I was like, this is really good. And I like to like, help other people no matter how I can. So I'm like, I'm gonna squeeze this in my time. I really don't have the time, trust me. I don't. I have
thank you for joining. I really
Thank you for
appreciate
having me. I really don't have the time, but again, it's from you. You're a very humble person. I've met you before. You're very sweet, and I
it.
was like, I mean, we're not like that. Like, oh my God, we're so close and all that. But I was like, when you reached out to me, I was like, oh, this is good, and I've seen what you're doing outside of modeling. you know, you love cooking, you're doing that, you're amazing. I'm like, okay, she's dedicated to something. She stands for something. That's what I'm looking for. She stands for something. So I'm gonna do that.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm all about like personal branding and putting things out in the best way that we can. Like I wanted to do this project, but I wanted to make sure it was done right. I didn't want to just pull out like half-ass. Let me not person. But it took a while to like plan it and like to connect with all of the agency panelists that we have for the rest of the week, and yeah, a lot went into it. So I'm happy that it came out right.
Wow.
But it's 2:02, so we have 3 attendees. Hey guys, welcome. Let's get started. So my name is Abyssinia. Welcome to Model 101, this educational webinar series. So about myself, I am a model and I'm also a chef. I started modeling full-time 2 years ago, but I also am a chef full-time, so it's like I'm juggling both. And I'm from Florida. I'm from New York and Florida. My family's Jamaican. I love to cook. I'm like trying to talk about myself. What else? All right, so I do commercial and print modeling. I don't do a lot of runway modeling. I have done it in the past and it's a lot of fun, but I prefer commercial and print modeling. I'm not that tall. I am 5'7" and a quarter, so 5'7" and like 3/4, so like almost 5'8". But usually when I go to fashion castings, like New York Fashion Week castings, I'm usually like one of the shortest girls, which is not a problem. That's nothing against you. If you're short, you can also model. I'm just saying I'm not that tall. And then I wanted to put together this webinar series basically just to provide information to models like us here who are just starting out, or maybe they're along in their career and they could use some advice. I have been modeling since college. So I graduated college in 2014. What is it, 2020? So 6 years, and I still am not at my highest potential. Like there's so much more that I want to do. There's so much more that I know that I can do, but I do need help along the way. So I'm always looking for guidance, and I do want to lend a helping hand, and I believe in each one teach one. So that's where this webinar series came from. And then we're here with lovely Munira.
Hi guys.
So tell us about yourself.
Okay, so yeah, my name is Munira Zulqa. I'm from Ghana, and I've been in the United States for 6 years. And I've been a model for, I started freelancing a while ago with Abyssinia, like a while ago. And it got really tiring, and I was like, you know what? I think I'm gonna go see agencies. So I started, that, and yeah, we'll touch bases on that. So just introducing myself, I'm from Ghana, like I said, and I'm also a student. I'm in college right now, and I do that full-time, and I model full-time as well. Well, I love to cook, but not like Abyssinia does. She's a professional. I'm not. I cook for myself. Anyways, but I do that a lot, and during this quarantine, it has really kept me, busy, and I read a lot too. And I think that's basically it.
Nice to meet you, Munira.
Nice to
meet you. We already met, but nice to meet you again. So we do have your questions that you guys wanted us to cover, but we'll get to those towards the end of the segment. We just wanted to touch base on some of the basics. I have a video out now. It's 10 steps to follow to get into modeling. I will post it in the comment sections here right now. Let me find it. So it's basically a 10-minute video, and it covers the 10 steps that will help you get into modeling. And some of the things that are listed on there are research. I feel like that's the most important thing to do for yourself. We're here to help you out. I'm sorry, guys, 1 second. So we're here to help you out, but you also need to know for yourself and do your own research. So that's very important. And then you want to decide where you fit in as a model. So there are so many different types of modeling out there. You can do fitness modeling, runway, commercial print, parts modeling. plus size modeling. There's so many different types, so just figure out where you fit in and what type of modeling you want to do. And then I was saying, so next would be like agency, and then Polaroids. You want to do your Polaroids and headshots. And then once you have that, you go to like your open calls and submit to agency websites online. A good site that you can use to find agencies is models.com. Do you use that, Munira?
I mean, when I was trying to get signed as well, I used that. I tried that. And actually, there are some people who actually even hit me up, but by then I was signed already. So it's that good.
Yeah, they have all of the agencies on every level. They have the larger network, they have the larger agencies as well as the smaller ones. They have the agencies overseas. Like, and no matter what state you're in, you can find an agency for you on that site. And then from there, you just go on to self-submission. And one thing that I mentioned in the video is safety, safety, safety. Make sure you're safe no matter what. Like, there are so many models out here with stories. I have stories of my own. There are really crazy people out here. You just want to make sure you're safe no matter what. And always bring someone with you, like if you don't feel comfortable, or if you're working with a photographer, like your first time working with them, bring someone with you. You should be courteous and let them know and ask, like, hey, I'd like to bring one person with me. Is that okay? And most of the time they say yes, because why not? If they say no, that's a bit of a red flag. So you should be a little concerned. Step 8 would be invest in yourself. So you have to be confident in yourself. You have to love who you are. The modeling industry is tough. Like, I've gone to castings and there's like 100 girls, 50 girls, 200 girls. And a lot of times I don't think I'm gonna get a call back. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But you just have to have tough skin, and you have to love you. No, you don't have to have tough skin, because I don't have tough skin. But you do have to love yourself and be confident. So invest in yourself, work on yourself. And I personally would say have a plan B. What would you say, Munira?
Yeah, plan B is always important, because honestly, there are so many models right now who are lost, and because they didn't have any other thing to do in their lives, they just depended solely on modeling. Like, it has let them down so many times, because hey, trust me, IMG can sign you today and they can drop you tomorrow. What's your life gonna be then? It's like, 1 minute you're making it, another minute you're not. So like, what actually are you building for yourself? You always have to have a plan B. You have to have something that you love doing. Like, you're cooking, you're a chef. You're always gonna have that behind you. You're always gonna have that to save you in any kind of way. So that's very important. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. So I basically cover 1 to 10 steps, things that you should do to help yourself get into modeling. So check out that video if you have time. And then, so how did I get into modeling? Let's see. So I did my first photo shoot in college, and I actually went to one of those photo shoots that are in one of those photography places that are in the mall. I got it on Groupon, first photo shoot. I thought I loved the pictures. Honestly, looking back on the pictures, they really weren't bad. I still had braces at the time, so that's really funny. So then after college, I moved to New York, and I just started submitting to agencies. Like, I was really on it, because that was my goal. I said, I'm gonna go to college, and then after I graduate, I'm gonna move back to New York, because I have a lot of family here, and I'm going to pursue my career as a model and as a chef. So that's what I did. I was working as a chef, and then I would go online. I didn't know about models.com at the time. So I was just going online, Googling agencies in the area, submitting to them, and then I had a notebook. I still have this notebook. So one of these notebooks that I have, basically this is like 3 years old. I basically have a list of agencies, and then all of their open calls, Monday through Friday, the times that they have them. And what I would do is I would take the day that I have off, and I would go to the open call. I would have my portfolio with me. I'd have my heels in a book bag. I'd have like snacks or whatever. And I go to like 10 open calls in one day. And I usually see like the same models at each open call. And that's how I ended up meeting model friends and finding out about other castings. So that worked for me. I ended up getting signed with MMG. And I don't know if it was my submission online that helped or me going in person, because I did both, but one of them worked. And I've been signed with MMG for 3 years now. So there's that. And then a lot of my other agencies that I'm signed with, one of them scouted me at a fashion show. I did Flitz New York Fashion Week, and I was scouted there. And that's actually the agent that's booked me the most work and the highest paying jobs. Yeah, so what about you? How did you get into it, and how did you start?
Oh, my turn. Okay. So how I started. So honestly, like I said, I've been here for 6 years, and not just New York, United States for 6 years. I came fresh off the boat from Ghana. So when I got here, I didn't know how to start modeling. I just knew that I wanted to do it. And that's something that I had a zeal for it when I was in Ghana. So when I came here, I wanted to do it. It was hard for me because my parents were like, no, we just need to go to school. We just need to do that. That's that. Not that they didn't believe in me, but there's something about parents that they just want to make sure that you're safe. They don't want you to make the wrong decisions because, they're going to blame themselves for not guiding you the right way. So all I'm going to say, if you're having any of those problems, you can ask me questions later, but if you're having any of those problems, don't think that your parents don't love you or something. I went through that phase. It's just that they're trying to make sure that you're safe. They're trying to make sure that they brought you to a country where you don't know anything, you don't know anybody. They're trying to make sure that nothing is going bad with you. They want to make the right decisions. So when I got here, I had a friend who I was in school with. I went to high school with her in Ghana, and she was into modeling. She lives in Jersey. So I asked her about modeling, and then honestly, I didn't ask her. She came to me and she asked me if I want to do it, and I was like, yeah. So she introduced me to her mother agent. So that's where it starts. So I got in touch with this guy. He's called Marcellus. So he told me he could sign me. He could make me this. He could do that. Fast forward, it's a lie. Anyways, so that started. And I don't regret that part of my life because it was a process. It taught me certain things. It helped me build, up to where I am today. And he took me, and then he would like have me come to Jersey. He would take pictures, and he was trying to help me be on the right part, like he said. So I got introduced through that. I met people, and I got introduced to Brooklyn Fashion Week. So I started there, and it was good for me. It was good. Did you ever do that, Abyssinia?
I did it 1 year, and I walked. But honestly, that's one of the reasons why that and so many other shows are one of the reasons why I don't do fashion shows, because it's like they ask for so much of you,
Yes.
but a lot of the times you don't get the photos. You're treated like not that well when you're there. It's like chaotic. They don't really feed you. A lot of times they don't feed you.
Yeah.
Like, you don't really care, I don't know. It depends on the designer you're working with.
It does depend. Those kind of shows actually taught me a lot, because from there was also small boutique. And when I was starting,
I did that one too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, I didn't know much about the industry at that time. So to me, these two little shows were something for me. They weren't big for me, but I felt like I'm doing it. And then, I don't know, something in me was like, you can do better, you can do better. But also, I didn't regret that process. I wanted to pass through that process because I felt like it was going to give me zeal to continue. So when I did all of those shows, I was like, I see myself somewhere from here. I see myself doing bigger stuff. So I started looking more into that. That's when I also discovered models.com. I didn't know it at first. So I discovered it, and I went on there. I saw agencies, and I was like, I want to submit. I tried submissions. Girl, counts them from Ford, Wilhelmina, Fusion.
Yes, me too. All the ones that you want to be with. Yeah, all of them.
I submitted to all of them. Did I get a response back? No. Never. I submitted to a lot of all of them. So one day I was like, then I will try after 6 months again. I never heard from them. So one day I was like, whatever. So I was working a staffing job in Soho, and all I did at my staffing job was just stand at the door and be like, hello, hi, how are you, whatever. So that's where I got scouted. And when I got scouted, it was by this lady who is she's the CEO of Macy's Spotlight. And when I say Macy's Spotlight, they're basically those who shoot for the catalogs and like the website, how do you call it, the e-com stuff.
That's
So
cool.
she was like, and then I had my bangs, my wig here, and it was long. And then I was standing there and she was like, I was in heels too, and like a little black dress. And she was like, tell your agent to send me your stuff. And I looked at her, I was like, I'm not signed. Why are you not signed? That's what she said. Why are you sitting here? I need you. I need people like you in my studio. And I was like, okay. And but the funniest thing is that I've been hearing people getting signed through all of that, like, all of that scouting. And I was like, So I decided, I was like, okay. So I went home and I never emailed her. She gave me her card because in my head I'm like, why would someone go all out for that? She's just trying to waste my time. I didn't even email her. Then I slept like 2 days. I was like, let me email her. So as soon as I emailed her, she emailed, but she was like, oh my God, I was just talking about you to a friend of mine. I was hoping that you actually really email me. And I'm like, is she serious? Is she really gonna help me? So I sent it to her. That same day, she sent my stuff to Ford and Wilhelmina. And
Yes, that's
that
awesome.
same day, Wilhelmina called me and I had a meeting with them the following week and they gave me a contract the same day.
Oh my
It
God.
rarely happens like that on the same day.
Yeah.
I was like, what's going on? I was like, this is not real. This is Wilhelmina. Like, this is not real. And I was like, I hope I'm not dreaming. Is this even real? Like, am I here? And Wilhelmina is crazy. When you go, I don't know if you've been to their office before. As
No.
soon as she opened, there's a whole big Wilhelmina written over there with a big screen. I was like, it
Okay,
was
yeah, I have. Yeah, yeah.
it was
Yeah.
something different for me. And then I was like, am I actually here? And then they took me to the office. It was big office. I'm like, is this a dream? Like, oh my God, like I've always wanted this. And it just came to me like that. And when I went home, I had a pending contract actually, because before I gave up on everything and submissions, I had gone into APM. I had my portfolio, I had my all my pictures in there that I made myself. I invested
Yeah.
in myself. Yeah, I printed my pictures, I put it up in a whole book, and I went in there to APM. So when I went there to APM, at first APM wasn't even doing as great as they are right now, but they were one of the agencies that were doing amazing during that time. Even though they were like the second listed big agencies, they weren't like
I've never heard of them.
APM. They're amazing. They have big models now. I mean, now Ford is like kicked out of the league anyways. APM is there. Is there? You need to find out. They're doing amazing.
Okay,
So
I'm writing it.
when I went there, they called me and they were asking me questions. Like I was sitting there with another girl who I had come from a casting with at Red, with the same models who come to Red. So when we sat there, they didn't want to see the other girl. They didn't want the other girl to see that they were talking to me. So they were in the mirror and then they looked at it. They were like, and I was like, okay. So I walked in and the girl was like, because she was there before me. And then I walked in there and they had me change into a swimsuit. They took pictures. They took pictures of me. They asked me so many questions. They were like, oh, okay, I'm gonna do something different with her eyebrows. Like I like, and they were talking right in front of me like I wasn't there. And I was like, is this actually gonna happen? Oh my God. And they were like, we like your hair, but guys, this is a wig. Anyways, I have very short hair. So they were like, oh, okay, so we're gonna cut your hair. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do that. And I was like, okay. So they were like, they're gonna prepare my contract and they were gonna call me in 3 days. Usually when agencies, I was like, I don't even know if they're gonna call me back. So I went home and I just went about my life. 3 days after I had signed the contract with Lamia, they called me. The guy is called Eric. He's still the manager there. He called me. He's like, hey, so we're going you to come in and sign a contract. And I was like, oh, I had a contract from Lamina and I already signed it. He was like, are you kidding me? You really signed that contract? Oh my God. Oh my God. And I was like, I'm so sorry. I really wanted to come in to the agency and apologize. He was like, no, don't apologize. It's okay. That's how things work. And he was nice about it, but he was disappointed. So I was like, thank you. And then that was it. And boy, did I regret it. I should have gone with APM.
Oh man.
Yes. And to touch bases on that, not that Wilhelmina is a bad agency. It's not. It's a good agency for certain type of people. If you just want to be there and do e-commerce and they fly you here and there, that's okay. And excuse me, but if you also want to deal with agents who are gonna, help you go crazy, yeah, go with them because they're not gonna be that 100% with you. This is a webinar. I'm trying to be as honest as possible. So it's good for certain people. It wasn't good for me. They weren't gonna build me up. I think they saw that the lady from Macy's brought me there, so they wanted to use me for money jobs. They wanted me to do Macy's, Blue Windows. I was okay with it, but not 100% about it because that was where I was gonna be, and they could have let me go at any time because if they find somebody who looks like me and who can do my work, then hey, whatever. So I left after 8 months because I only did few jobs anyways, and they weren't looking to build me forward, and they weren't. I took to my agent and they were like, okay, I'm gonna. My agents were very nice with me. They wrote a release contract for me, and then I left. And when I did, I was without an agency for 2 months. So, excuse me. What I did was I did my research and I realized that almost all the girls who are doing amazing in the industry have mother agents. There's not one that I know doesn't have an agent. All these girls who are sitting here looking after, they have mother agents. They didn't go to an agency to just. There was one girl, Theresa Hayes. I don't know if any of you know her. Theresa Hayes. She was signed with Ford. She didn't have a mother agent. She was signed with Ford. She came out working for Louis Vuitton and all that. She made money, but then Ford did whatever they did. It, excuse me, they fucked her over, and all of a sudden she was with no agency in New York. She wasn't doing anything. So agencies can make you, they can break you. But if you have a mother agent, these people are called mother agents for a reason. They have your back. They contact your agency when you're not working. Hey, what's going on with Abby? Like, why is she not working? I need her to work. So whatever problem they have with your agent, not you. So you don't come in the picture. You keep your professionalism, you keep your respect. Your mother agent deals with that. Your pay comes in, the agency takes 20%. Out of their 20%, they give your mother agent and they give you 80%. That's how it works. So these people are supposed to be there to help you so they know not to fuck with you. But if you don't have a backbone and a job comes in and there's you, Abyssinia, there's another girl who looks like you, they're like, let's give the job to the other girl. I don't know. I mean, maybe she's a little bit dark skin or whatever. She's a little lighter. Let's give it to other. They can fuck you over. But you have a mother agent. If they don't give you a job, they'd be like, hey, her mother agent just emailed her. Why isn't she working? All of that is a backbone to you. All that is going to help you get jobs. You're going to book jobs. They're always going to make sure you're working because if you're not, they don't want to have to deal with your mother agent. That's why it's very important. And these people just don't sign you to New York. They sign you all over the place. So while you are in New York at work, while you are at the gym, while you're whatever, they're submitting you all over the world. You're going to get picked up from Europe or whatever. If you don't get any agencies from there, in 6 months, they try again. So in all of that, you're not doing the work. They're doing the work for you. Always.
How do you go about getting a mother agent?
Okay, so you can always ask. Okay, let me tell you how I did mine. It's a little bit, a lot of work, but it's if you're dedicated to it, girl, you go to whatever extreme. I went on Instagram and I followed. I didn't follow them. I went and Googled. No, sorry. I went on and searched the girls who are doing great, and then you see on the top MA, which stands for mother agent, and they write the person's name, or they even put the person's Instagram there. Always search that person. Find the person's Instagram. On their Instagram, look for their emails. Always use emails. Don't use Instagram.
Yes, it's way more professional. And if they don't respond, always go to email first. And then if they don't respond, then check back through DM. Send them a DM, say, hey, I sent you an email, not sure if you got it. And then if they don't respond to your DM, comment on the picture, say, hey, please check your DM.
Yep, that's perfect. Seriously, that's perfect. That's good. So when you do that, like most of these girls have their names there, their mother agents' names there. I have mine too. Mine, I have like my mother agent print, like I use so when you hit it, it's gonna take you to his website. To his page. So do that. Go to that extreme. Do that. Find these people. They're gonna do the work for you. And honestly, this is the best way to start. If I knew that, I wouldn't have been at the beginning doing that, but I didn't have anyone to coach me. And that's what this webinar is for, is to share information, to make it easy for certain people. Yeah.
Exactly. Same as me. Like I started this journey on myself. I didn't have much. The only thing I had was Google to help me. I didn't even have like any model who was further up that could give me advice. I don't have a mother agency. I recently started looking into them probably last year, but I haven't had any luck with them. So thank you for that. I'm gonna go on Instagram and try to find one. But for me, like Yeah, one thing that did help for me was when I got signed, it took me a while to get signed. It wasn't a breeze. So if I made it seem that way, that's not what it was. Like I had to go out in the city and go to all these open calls. I had to submit. Like I paid for pictures. It was probably like a 2-year process overall, but I ended up getting signed. And after I got signed, that's when I found out about the casting sites that agencies use. Because once I got signed, I had to sign up for casting networks and Actors Access. I was already using Backstage, but honestly, Backstage and what's the other one? Model Mayhem, especially Model Mayhem, you'll find a lot of free work on there, and not everyone is that credible. It's a lot of up and coming.
I
I would
I I hate that website so much with a passion because I got frauded there once and it wasn't pretty.
You
So
got what?
I got frauded.
Well, I didn't get frauded, but I have a story from Model Mayhem. Like when I first started modeling, I don't know. I think I was watching like Tyra Banks or something, and I think she might have referenced Model Mayhem. So I was like, okay, I'll use that. But that could be wrong. I don't know. Somebody recommended Model Mayhem, so I was
No,
like,
a lot of models have used Model Mayhem. I mean, like it's good, but you have to be very, very careful. Like
careful.
super careful. Like I
Yeah,
had to delete it and not even want to see it in my life because it put me through so much that I could have avoided. A lot.
yeah. And another one is Backstage. That one is more credible, I would say. There is a lot of free work on there, but then there are some paid jobs. Like I've gotten some. I actually got a job with what's the name? It's a Makeup Forever. I
Yeah.
did one of their back to school campaigns, and I booked that through Backstage. So
Yeah,
you can find
that's
something.
good.
Yeah. But I think most of the work I get that's very high paying. Like I did a Mac campaign, and I saw you did one too for Mac.
I work with them every season because Mac is like when they work with you once and they love you, like they're gonna keep, So I went to that casting one,
Awesome.
yeah, and they don't cast me anymore. They just sent for me, and then which is good. They have an amazing team. I love them. So
Yeah,
it's like
congratulations. That was when
thank
I went to
you.
that casting. It was somewhere in the city, like on the lower west
Like
side.
yeah, like somewhere on the 20 something street, somewhere
Yeah.
there.
And it was in a studio, and there were probably like 50 other models that were all beautiful.
50, a lot because
Yes,
everyone had different time slots and then they had different days also.
exactly that I saw. There was 50 in a room, and I was like, yeah, there's no way I'm getting this. And then I got the call like 2 weeks later. I was like, yes.
You know what's funny? Like that day, I called my agent. I'm like, I'm not going to this custom. I've been to that custom before, and they don't want me. I'm gonna go show the same face today. And honestly, I usually come. I'm not rude, but I'm very straightforward because I don't like my time being wasted. And my agents know that about me. And I was like, hi guys, so do I have to really go to this custom because I've been there before? And I'm like, Munira, please just go. They sent for you, so just go. So that casting, if I hadn't gone, girl, I would have lost so much money. I went there once and that was it. Every time I was there, I was like, oh my God, like, and they were like, we love you. And one thing is that personality matters a lot.
Sure. Yeah.
Personality. When I got that job, I could have worked once and not work there anymore. But I'm always myself. And when I go to places like that, like I engage in conversations, not because I just feel like, oh, I have to do this. Let me do that so they can book me again. No, it's just me. If you're talking about something, I want to like contribute. If it's funny, oh, we'll all laugh about it. I'm not gonna be one of those models who just sit there and they act like they don't want to interact with you. Those girls only work once in a while because they don't have a personality. You're basically like a hanger. Like you're just there because they need you to put clothes on you or put makeup on you. No. Show your personality when you go there. Interact with them. If they're talking with you, talk with them, laugh, things like that. Don't overdo it. Don't let it look like you're doing it. Be yourself. That's very important.
Yeah.
So
And
me and these
definitely
makeup
network.
artists,
Like while you're on set with the other talent,
exactly.
like whether
Sometimes it's gonna come out natural. You don't have to do it with the intent that this is what I'm gonna do. But just be yourself. You mentioned that at the beginning of the webinar. Be yourself. Like so all these makeup artists, like while we're there, they were like, "Oh, what's your Instagram? What's your Instagram?" And they all follow me. And I didn't know who they were, but when they follow me, they were all verified. They're all celebrity makeup artists sitting over there. I didn't know anything about them. I thought they were just working with us. They just scouted them like how they did us. They were all like, they do makeup for Selena Gomez and who. And they're like, oh, and they're the ones following me. And then I'm following back. And then they were on set, they were casting again. They were like, they're looking for models to shoot for lips. And then they were like, hey, Munira is here. Munira is here. They're scouting me right there at a job for another job that they were going to call about what, like 1,000 models again to scout them. And right there and there, they were like, "Hey, who's doing this casting? Like, Munira is here. We just take pictures of her lips for you." Like, they're doing it for me. These people don't have to do that. They don't have to even care. But they love me enough to be like, "We're gonna do this." And guess what? I got the job. And every time they're doing makeup, they're casted. Trust me, they do it together because they're like, you've been there, you know how they are. They're like friends over there. They're talking, they're playing on set. So when they're scouting, like, hey, no, let's have Munira again. They have a whole list of girls they've had before and girls that they're gonna choose. They're like, oh, we have Munira, we want her, and then they just pick you. So out of your personality, you can book a job. Sometimes your beauty doesn't even matter.
And then your professionalism too. Like if you're booked, you don't want to show up late at all.
Yep.
Never call out, even if like try not to call out. Obviously, people have emergencies, but do it in advance. Don't do it the day of. Be very professional while you're on set. If you're on set in front of the camera, don't be on your phone. Like it's a job.
Yeah, it's a job.
Yeah. And just be pleasant. Be a pleasant person to be around, and then they'll book you again.
That's true. Very true. And what are the other topics that I have to touch on again?
So I'm gonna go over one of these questions quickly. Okay. One that Dana asked. Is she on right now? Let's see. Diana. Sorry.
Hi, Diana.
So she asked what to do if you don't get signed. So we could both share our thoughts on that. I would say don't give up, be persistent, and then at the same time, brand yourself and basically brand yourself and put yourself out there. So create a website, portfolio, Instagram, come across very professional, create these casting sites, casting networks, Actors Access, Backstage, and then just put yourself out there. And then stay on alert for talent scouts on Instagram because those are there. So sometimes agencies are looking for new talent, and they'll say tag MMG new faces or tag Wilhelmina scouts or something like that. Yeah. But if you don't get signed, it's not the end of the world. You can really represent yourself until you find your way.
Exactly. You promote yourself. Like you promote yourself towards the part, the path that you're going to. Don't give up. If you want to do it, do not give up. When I started, one of my stories was that I went into an agency called Social New York, and this agency, they were like, oh, we want to sign you, and they would like put you in like a class. They said it's a workshop, whatever. And during this workshop, you're gonna do acting, you're gonna do some stupid shit, and all of it, they would ask you to pay some money for it. And I'm like, I'm not gonna pay money for this. I know how to invest myself in the most, in a better way than I'm not gonna go to an acting class for modeling. I'm sorry. Sometimes you need a little bit of that to build your confidence, but I was like, I'm not gonna do that because that's all it was. And trust me, all the girls they put in that class, when I got in there, excuse me, I'm not gonna say they don't have what it takes, but I'm a very honest person, guys. This is what this webinar is about. When I got in there, first of all, they told me that I was too sexy for them, which is okay. I'm happy that they touched on that because I had more hips. I was a little hippier. I was heavier than I am right now. I was a skinny girl, but I wasn't this skinny. And I'm happy that they told me that, even though it hurt my feelings. But I love my honesty. I love it when people tell me that. I went to the gym all the time. Almost every time I was there, I was at the gym. And guess what? When I lost all of that weight, that's when these people scouted me. Maybe if I looked like that, then they wouldn't have even paid attention to me. All these things are processed. Do not regret anything. So when I went into Social New York, they put me in the class. I looked at all these girls, and look, if you're gonna start modeling and they're gonna accept you these days, nothing matters anymore. Your height shouldn't even matter. If they love you, they love you. Especially, let's say, like from 5'7". From 5'7", I'm gonna tell you, if they love you, they love you. If you're 5'7", 5'8", 5'9", don't think you're too short. You're not. Yeah, you're not the ideal 5'10", 5'11" girl, but you're going to do it if they love you. And if you're not gonna give up, one day it's gonna happen for you.
Sorry to interrupt you, but I have to touch on that. Like I've been to a lot of agency open calls, and before I even had the chance to walk in the door, like one time the receptionist was like, how tall are you? And I said 5'7", and she's like, you're not tall enough.
You're so
And
rude
I'm just
too.
thinking like, well, damn, well, can the scout see my face first? Because who's to
Mm-hmm.
say like I'm not tall enough, but he might not like my look.
I mean, you can do other stuff. It's not all runway. You can do beauty. You can do commercial. You know, most of these jobs I've been there, and some of them say you are too tall. It means they're looking for someone who's shorter. So why won't agencies represent these kind of people? And sometimes when you go on the website or their Instagram, you can see girls your height, and you're like, oh, so why did they tell me I'm too short when they have this girl signs there? So yeah, and sometimes it depends on the time you walk in. These people are humans. Sometimes they're in a bad mood. They just got off a phone with a crazy mother agent or a crazy model who you're trying to deal with. Some of them who are just crazy. You walked in at the wrong time and they're like, sorry, open calls over. Even when there's more time, or they'll tell you you're too short. Girl, you come back 6 months, the same person. Oh my God, hi. You
Yeah,
look
and
good. I love you.
it also depends on the time. Like everybody has a different look, and as the seasons change, they're looking for
They're looking
different
for
looks.
different girls.
So there was one time I went to a modeling agency. I forget the name of it, but I went in, and at the time I had red burgundy hair because I had just done a Cream of Nature campaign and they dyed my hair burgundy. So I was loving the look. And I went out and they were like, we love your look, but your hair is burgundy. If you dye it and come back, we'll sign you. So I literally went and dyed my hair back brown just so they could sign me. And I went the next day and the guy was like, oh yeah, no, you're not tall enough. And I'm just like, you
Are
just
you
told me.
kidding me?
It was a different guy, but I was like, he just told me if I dyed my hair and came back, he would sign me. So it's like, it's always something. You never
It's
know.
always something. Like I went into Red once and there was this guy, they loved me. They wanted to sign me so much, but the guy told me that I should come back in 6 weeks, and during that 6 weeks he needs me to work out. And I said okay. And that was before social New York did all of that thing to me. So I went, I worked out so bad. He even gave me his card. He made me follow him on Instagram because he didn't want to lose me. Girl, I lost all this weight and I walked in there 6 weeks. The guy, it's as if they had washed his brains out. He forgot. He didn't forget. He pretended not to remember me. And I was standing in front of, look, I left the Bronx, took a train all the way to this place. And this is what he told, I don't remember you. I'm sorry. I don't remember telling you to come back, in my face. And I felt like just crying all the tears in the world. That's what he did to me. I can't ever forget it. And today, I mean, he's not even part of the agency anymore because I heard that he was sexually harassing some of the guys. So I was like, okay, good thing you didn't even sign me in the first place. So, you know, and then when you keep getting no's, it's like it was preparing me for something bigger.
Exactly.
If I had settled for all these agencies that I wish they had signed me, I want to be anywhere today. When will Amina sign me, girl? I had submitted to them how many times? I don't know, but eventually they signed me and they don't even remember that I actually even, because it depends who actually even receives the email, you know? And I got signed. Wilhelmina is big. When you walk in there first, on your right, they have all the managers and the bookers for the image board. And on the left, they have all the managers and the bookers for main board and direct. So maybe your email went to only one person on the image board who's probably, excuse me, a bitch or doesn't want to sign anybody right now. Your email, maybe the other side wanted someone like you. You would never know. This is a mystery. It doesn't go to the same person.
Yeah.
So that's why sometimes you have to keep submitting or you find a new way to do it.
That just goes to show, don't give up. Keep submitting.
Yep.
Like every 6 months or like twice a year. And then also what's not meant to be is won't be. So everything will happen in due time, and when it's your time, it will happen. So
I'm a strong believer on that. I'm a strong believer on that. And girl, do not forget, find mother agents before you go there. They do the submissions for you. They follow up. Agencies don't get annoyed with them when they follow up because these are agencies who give them girls. They respect mother agents like their fellow agents. It's like they're also their backbone because they get the models, they train them, and then give them to them so they don't have to do much work. But if you go there alone, first of all, you keep submitting, they're gonna get annoyed with you, they're gonna get fed up with you, and sometimes they'll probably even block your emails from reaching them. You just put it in the trash or somewhere, and it's just gonna bother them. Open calls, sometimes you come and it's like it's of no use because they're not gonna do anything about it or anything about you. But you get mother agents, girl, at least one agency will love you. At least one. That's very, very important. And if you don't get signed here, girl, you think if he's gonna submit to all the agencies in Europe, you think you're not gonna get at least one? You will get one eventually. It won't happen in one submission, but eventually you're gonna get one. And when you get one, maybe you go to London or Milan, and then all of a sudden you work for Gucci or one show. So when you come to New York, they're like, oh, she's been to Europe. She worked for this person. They're gonna sign you. That's where it's gonna start. Most of these girls you're seeing out there, oh my God, this girl's killing. They didn't come out of nowhere. These girls have been doing it. Some of them since birth. I know a girl. I don't know if you guys know this. She's Chinese and Nigerian. She's called Adesua. She's worked for Chanel, and I'm pretty sure you guys have seen her. Maybe I'll try to pull up her picture so I can show you guys. The girl started modeling like 15 years ago when she was 15. If you guys want to know when she made it, when she was 30. Today, nobody even knows she's 30. Nobody even knows she's 30 because, yeah, I just pulled up her picture. I just saw her on Wikipedia. Hold on one second. So this is how it's just gonna go. This is, sorry, one second. I'm like, bleh, trying to pull up her picture so you guys can see her face. She never gave up. This is her picture. I'm not sure if you guys can see properly. Yeah. So she's Chinese and Nigerian, and she never gave up. Today, when she started, nobody wanted to see her kind on Vogue or whatever. Today, she's covered Vogue. She's covered all the places. She's worked for Chanel several times. And don't forget, your look is always gonna come in style. It's not gonna come now, but it's gonna come later. Keep submitting. You're gonna get it if you believe it. And if you're applying for a job somewhere, like Abby, you're a chef. If you want to be a chef, you gotta know how to cook. You gotta learn, right? So if you want to be a model and they tell you you don't look exactly how you want us to look, like me, when I had a little bit of hips or whatever, I worked it out. You have to meet the requirements.
Yeah, that goes to investing in yourself. If you need to take classes, take classes.
Yes. Yes.
Something that I do want to touch on is promoting yourself and branding. Promoting yourself as a brand, like how to do that. Sean asked, how do you go about being sponsored? And then Diana asked basically the same thing, like how do you go about being sponsored? How do you get brands to pay you for sponsorship? How do you promote yourself as a business, marketing, all of that? So I'll let you touch on that first, and then I'll pick up.
Okay. So when it comes to sponsorship, I don't do that. I don't do sponsorship because this is like deviating from modeling. You're going towards a different part of modeling. I do more runway and I do more print. I've done commercials. I do beauty a lot. That's not where I want to go, but apparently when I go to the castings, I do get the jobs. So yeah, apparently I do that too. If you want to get sponsored, people have this whole mentality that you have to get sponsored when you're a model. No, you don't have to. If you an actual professional model who is honestly, you don't have to get sponsored. If you get sponsored, it's nice. If they reach out to you, it's nice. I work with Connection and they send me clothes and all that. I don't even have to post any of the stuff because their CEO apparently just loves me. She just lets them send me clothes and all that. If I post that picture, good. If I don't, that's okay. But it's not something that they have to sponsor you for. If you're talking about sponsoring, like what exactly are you talking about? What do you want? If you want to be a model, you don't need them. You can do it without them. And the more you do it without them, you're leading more to the most professional, like the most professional modeling that is. If you're looking for sponsorship, then maybe you're going towards the commercial stuff. But then you become, how do you call them? An influencer. That's where you're going. You become an influencer. So if you want to be a model / influencer, that's okay. But that's a different part. But actual modeling doesn't have to do with sponsorship. It doesn't. So
So if you did want to get into influencing, from what I don't know much about it because I'm not an influencer, but I do know that there are so many companies out there that are looking for influencers, always actively searching. So I would say email them and let them know you're interested in working with them and share why you're interested in working with them, and then also share your following. Share your social media account, share how much following you have, and how they can get something from it. So because it's basically like a barter. So what can you offer them? Pretty much, that's what they want to know. Kind of similar to a sponsorship.
Because
So
if you're looking for sponsorship, like you have to be able to give them something back. If they give you stuff, you have to be able to give them customers. That's what sponsorship is. It's not that they just want to give you the stuff to
so
keep.
that's
No.
and that's basically what an influencer is. It's basically it's like a form of sponsorship because they're sending you products. Say you really like this hair brand or this nail polish, and this is something that you actually use, so you want to be a face of the brand. Then they'll send it to you, and then you just post genuine pictures, commercial, natural pictures. But usually, I would recommend going with a brand that you support, like you know what they stand for, and you actually use their product. So I wouldn't recommend just wanting to be an influencer and contacting some random company just because they have a lot of following and not knowing anything about them and not actually using their products and then saying, oh yeah, this is amazing, it makes my skin feel so great. Meanwhile, you've never used it before. That's
That's very true. And I also want to say that do not that's my advice to you. Do not mix modeling and influencing. Trust me, it's a bad mixture. It looks good to you, but it's gonna cost you a lot of actual modeling jobs because I let's say, well, I've worked for Calvin Klein or whatever, and then I put it up on my Instagram, and all of a sudden, oh my God, these frames from whatever, Boohoo is so amazing. And you guys should check them out with 20% off when you use my name. You're deviating from what you're actually doing. From working with Calvin Klein and all these people, you're supposed to, from working with Calvin Klein and all these people, you're supposed to be elevating yourself to work for Prada and Miu Miu and not going back to promote other small, like, do you see where I'm going? Not, don't bring yourself down. From one place, you have to go up. But if you also want to do influencership, start there. Start with the small ones and then go up and start promoting them. Do not mix the two of them because when you mix the two of them, it's like you're not making money from here. So you're going another way. So when brands meet you, almost all of these brands, trust me, they check your social media. They go there and see what you're doing. Like, this is not the ideal person we want her to wear our brand. And then Gucci drops you. Oh, she can't work for us because you are there promoting other stuff. It's like you're doing everything possible to make money. If you stand for that, that's all you're going to stand for. You have to move forward in one lane. And then when you want to add the other one, slowly, look, I've had so many brands reach out to me. My email is full. They're like, hey, we've seen your Instagram. We love you. Would you like to be an ambassador, or would you like to do this for us? And all it will take is for you to post a picture on you. They don't say my story. If it's my story, I have no problem with. They say for me to put on my post, tag them. That's a percentage off. Guess what? It goes straight to my trash. I don't do any of that. Because you're going to send me your stuff that probably I don't even want, or maybe when they get here, they are probably not even of good material, or I don't even like it. And then I have to post all of that. And that's going to cost me my job, my Vogue jobs, my other jobs. Because of what? Because I was promoting this.
Yeah, so I would say if that is something that you want to do, just make sure it's a credible brand. Make sure you do your research. And make sure it's worth your time. And that's another important thing, especially as modeling, because I get DMs from photographers wanting to shoot, whether it's like a trade for print shoot or, obviously, most of the time it's a trade for print shoot. They want my time for the pictures. And then I'm more than willing to do that if it's a great photographer. But if the photographer's work is not to my caliber, you don't want to waste your time. And I've done it a lot. Like when I first started modeling,
yes,
there's so many times because I really wanted to get in. Like I was like, whatever, I'll shoot with whoever, but then it ends up not being worth your time because by the time you get the pictures, they're garbage. You can't use them on your portfolio. I probably have 2,000 pictures on my Mac desktop under photo shoots, and probably only 1,000 of them are worth posting on my portfolio. So definitely pick and choose wisely, pick and choose who you want to work with. Even if you're reaching out to a photographer, they have the right to also tell you, okay, I like your work or I don't like your work. Sorry, I don't want to work with you. Or usually they'll say, okay, you have to pay. That's just how it works.
But you know what? If they're good, like you said at the beginning, invest in yourself. If they're very good ones, and then
it's worth paying for.
Find someone who take reasonable plain pictures with you. If you're looking to submit, do not go to a photographer who's taking pictures where you post up like this, like that. Like no, agencies don't want that. Agencies want pictures that make you look like this. like simple pictures, because they're trying to see what you look like. They're trying to see you plain, what they can transform you to look like. They don't want pictures for you like, it's like you're giving off influencer stuff to them. And trust me, agencies do not want that. They
And
do
that
not.
goes with building your portfolio and like digitals and stuff. A
Yeah.
lot of the times, especially if you go on models.com and you look at an agency that you want to work for, you go on their submission section and they tell you their requirements. So they'll say we want a front facing photo, 3/4 shot, side profile shot. They want to see your runway walk, but one thing that they will say is not a lot of makeup. Do not submit pictures with a lot of makeup because they want to see natural lighting, natural beauty. You're basically a blank canvas and they want to see how they can work with it. They don't want to see you with a lot of makeup already.
Right. Yeah.
So save those pictures. They're great if you want to have a creative photo shoot just for fun. But then at the same time, you also need the natural pictures. So if you're seeking out a photographer and you notice that on their Instagram or portfolio or whatever, there are a lot of like done up pictures, not the best lighting, not what your agency is looking for, the agency that you want to work with is looking for, like compare the pictures. That's not somebody that you want to shoot with for your portfolio shot. Maybe like for a fun creative shoot, but when you're building your portfolio, you want to compare what's on the agency website compared to the photographer's work and see if he can give you what you need. Otherwise, it's a waste of time.
Yeah, and I'm gonna write like Instagram, like 2 Instagram handles on the chat, and you guys can copy and paste on your Instagram. Search these photographers. They're photographers that can help you build your book as plain and amazing, elegant, and how do I put like as possible for these agencies to sign you. I don't know if it's called Shemayim. Okay, I hope I'm spelling this right. This is one, and then there's this guy who's a friend of mine who's also from Ghana. Let's see here. He's also called Jermaine. He used to be a model, and he actually was with Shemayim in South Africa for a while, and he watched him shoot so much that when he takes pictures, it looks almost like his Shemayim's pictures, but they're very different also. Amazing pictures in black and white or in color. Look at them, look at the pictures that they take. These are the pictures that agencies want. And with Shemayim and Yawa Sedu, their pictures are literally used on Next, IMG, Wilhelmina, all over the world. Agencies use their pictures for models because these are pictures that makes them look elegant, plain, in black and white. It shows true beauty, and these are agents that can get you signed. If you're looking to, invest in them, Shemayim could be expensive, but go to Yawa Sedu. Yawa Sedu will give you almost the same thing as Shemayim is giving you. He's amazing. He's amazing. You need to check him out. He can take pictures for you. He can help you build your book, and then through that, you can submit to agencies, and that will really, really help you.
And that's another thing when you're shopping around for photographers. Like, you don't always have to pay the top-notch price. I just recently invested in an expensive portfolio shoot to upgrade my look. And I feel like it's something that I should have done a long time ago, but at the same time, I've worked with photographers for free, and her name is LKY Images. I'll tag her also on here. But she's the first photographer. She liked my look. She was willing to work with me for free, and I booked all of my work using her pictures, and I didn't have to pay for them. So there's ways around having to pay a lot of money, but you just have to take the time out to finding the quality photographers, because time is money. And you always should talk.
Yeah. Okay. So these photographers, they shot with you because they love your look. They love who you are, and that's why they shot with you. And if you get a no from them, don't be offended, guys. Like, people are looking for different things, different looks all the time.
Yeah, you get no's all the time. I've gotten no's from photographers. Like, there's actually a photographer that you shot with, I just saw on your page, and I think I messaged him about 2 years ago because I love his work. Eagle Eye Images, he like really focuses.
Eagle Eye, that's my friend. Yeah.
He focuses on elongating the models, like they all look so sleek and tall, and like I love his work, and I was like, oh my god, I would love to shoot with you. And it's the nicest way. He was just like, no. in the nicest way. He's like probably like, oh, sorry, I don't have space, or I'm not taking on like TF.
He could be rude sometimes, but don't be offended that he's rude. But he's more like he doesn't like to waste people's time. That's not rude. He just doesn't like to waste people's time. So if he said no, not because he feels like but he just probably is like, oh no, I'll probably go another way because he also
Yeah,
works.
he has the option. Like I say no too to photographers who ask me. So it's all the preference.
I just wrote Eagle Eye also over there, guys. If you want something different to add to the ones that we've already said to get different varieties in your book, you can go that way. Yeah, but Eagle Eye is he's more very stylish. He wouldn't. I don't know. Agencies, you would use
that's
his
not
picture.
really the basic agency picture. That's more of like the creative.
They're advanced, yeah. So I wouldn't advise that. You can always do that for yourself, or you can do that after you get signed. But the first two that I sent and the one Abyssinia sent, these are like ideal ones that you should actually look into.
And then also on Wednesday, we will have 2 photographers that we're speaking with. I'll be speaking with Keith Major. I met Keith Major on the Cream of Nature shoot when I worked with Cream of Nature, and he's amazing. And then Chaz Langley. So we'll be on Wednesday. If you guys need tips on modeling, photography, like how to choose a photographer, prices that you should pay a photographer, angles and all that stuff. So we'll touch on posing, and then we'll get more into digitals and stuff because we're running out of time now. So
yeah, sorry, Adrian. I think that's because I posted it to only panelists, but now I just posted it to all, so you can see.
Okay, I wonder if.
Yeah. Oh, one thing I wanted to touch on before I forget. Guys, there are people who are gonna fraud you along your way. Just be very, very careful.
Yes.
Do your research about agencies, and when you have a conflict agency, if you have two agencies who want you, you always have to say yes to the one that is good, and also the one that says, "Oh my God, I want you." Not the one who says, "Okay, let's sign her." Be very careful. Ford almost signed me because, like, they're like, "Yeah, we'll sign her." And then when I went to Identity, they were like, they actually called my mother agent, and they were like, "Please don't sign her to Ford. Please give her to us. Please give her to us." And I went with them because I was leaving Wilhelmina, and I wasn't gonna get into the same mess because Wilhelmina and Ford are like almost the same agencies. Like, why would I do that to myself?
Open call a time. Whoops.
Huh?
Sorry about that.
So I went with Adrian. Sorry. Adrian, sorry. I went with Identity, and Identity is amazing. After our time with them, I worked with Calvin Klein. I've worked with Rosie Asulin. I've worked with MAC Cosmetics. I've worked with Laura Mercier. All these makeup brands, amazing brands. Christian Siriano, Christian Cowan, like, name them. All to Zara. I've worked with amazing clients, and these clients always call me back. They always book me again. So Identity was an amazing choice. Do not go with an agency because you feel like it's big. No.
Yeah, and then be careful with the agencies that are asking for money. And even if they don't ask for money, always read the contract. Take it home, and even if it takes you a week before you can return it, read the contract. There's been times where I was about to sign with an agency that asked me for money. I'm happy I didn't go that route because I ended up getting signed later with MMG, and I'm with FFT, which is great, and Jan Alpert Management, and they booked me a lot of work. But the ones who wanted money, they basically wanted money to build my portfolio and then for acting classes. But honestly, a lot of times when they're asking for money, they're taking on any kind of talent, whoever's willing to pay.
Yes.
Like, they don't really believe in your potential.
Let me tell you this. First of all, if they ask you to pay, just know this and mark my words, they are not going to help you. You're not going to book any job because they're not serious in the first place. They don't have the clients. That's why they want all that money. They don't have anything. But these agencies who are saying, we want to sign you without asking you for money, they know they have the clients. They know that when we sign her, she's going to make money. We're going to make money. So it's a win-win. Do not go for people who ask you to pay. I mean, they don't even have the money in the first place. Look, when you're hungry, I've been hungry before. When you're hungry for what you want, you end up settling for something very little. Listen, mark my words, do not be too hungry because you will eat breadcrumbs. When I say breadcrumbs, I mean it. There's an actual bread, but you're only going to eat off the breadcrumbs because that's all you're going to get. When you're too hungry, even know when to say no.
Oh, that's another thing too. Like, yeah, know when to say no. Time is money, know your worth. If it's a project that doesn't really fit you, say no. Because you don't want to ruin your image going forward. Just be careful about that. Be careful of the
That's true.
brands that you decide to work with. And do
Yeah.
you want to answer that question about the quarantine?
Oh
Um,
yeah.
DMA. So Alum asked, since we're in quarantine and can't attend open calls, can it help to DM agencies after you submit online?
It does. It helps to do that because we're in quarantine now. They might not be able to. They might not be checking their actual emails. So DM them in the nicest way possible, and they will get back to you or not. Sometimes they'll see it and they don't get back to you. When they see it and they get back to you, just take it as a no. It's nothing. Just move on. Go to the next person. Harass the next person. Don't harass them. I mean, but
I don't remember the name of the hashtag, but there's something going around now where they're finding new faces, especially during quarantine. If you guys Google, I'll try to find it.
Mhm.
I just found it like yesterday. There's a hashtag and a website where scouts are looking for new faces and
Yeah.
you can submit.
And guys, don't like be join social media. When I say social media, as in like I don't do much social media. I have my Snapchat for my contact, and I have Instagram. Right now I'm not on Instagram because I took a break. I'll be going back later this week. Um, do what's best for you, but join these things like TikTok. People are scouting on TikTok now too. It's like be there as natural and beautiful as possible. You can be beautiful without an extra. This I only have because I didn't do my hair. I wouldn't even need it because be comfortable in your own skin, be beautiful, put on your moisturizer, be simple as possible but cute. Put up your videos, whatever. If your account on Instagram is on private, then sorry, you're not serious because no one's gonna be able to check you out. Do not say you want to reach your goal and you're hiding yourself. Mm-mm. Work on yourself. It's quarantine season. Work out. I work out all the time, but I'm signed. I'm making my money, but I want to keep making that money, right? I'm working out. Do not sit down and eat your chips all the time. Look, it's tempting, but be very careful.
My goal for the past 3 years has been abs and to get rid of my lower belly. And I have not gotten, well, actually, yeah, last year or 2 years ago, I had a photo shoot and I made my goal. And then I started again, and it's been a week since I was on the floor doing crunches. So I need to get back to it.
Yeah.
But it's hard. It really is.
Criticize yourself, but love yourself. Don't be like, oh my god, and then all of a sudden you're depressed. Girl, that depression is not gonna help you. You're not gonna do anything about it. But when you see it and you say, I'm gonna do something about it, then girl, do something about it. Don't sit down and be sad about it. If you're sad about it, who's gonna work out for you? Who's gonna do the work for you? But you're sad about it. What are you crying about? Be strong to yourself, criticize yourself, advise yourself, talk to yourself. Don't let depression get the best of you. Do not let anxiety get the best of you because it can get the best of you if you want to be in this industry. Trust me, only you can make yourself happy. If it takes you to go make some tea for yourself, go do it. If it takes you to cry because people said no to you, cry about it. That doesn't make you weak. But after you cry about it, get back to business. Do not be like, this is not working out for me. I should have listened to this person. No, don't listen to them. Listen to
Yeah,
yourself.
if I would have, in college, I told someone, an acquaintance, I was like, yeah, I wanted to graduate college and then I'm going to do America's Next Top Model and start modeling. They doubted me. Where am I now? I'm a model. I'm published. I've gotten paid by huge campaigns and huge brands. Like, don't
Yep.
listen to anyone. And a lot of times you don't want to tell certain people your goals because they're just going to knock you down. Just keep it to yourself.
Look, let me tell you, you're 100% right. Just in this house, like, I live with my mom. My mom always wants the best for me. But there was a time that she was just tired of me going back and forth and it wasn't working for me. I think she was tired from me. So she was like, this is not even gonna take you anywhere. Like, why are you even doing? She was mad. She was upset. She was telling me all those words really got to me. She didn't say I don't hate her for that. I would never hold that against her because she just wanted the best for me. But and then like there was a time that she was saying that to me, and she's like, "Oh, you spend so much of your time in Manhattan, this, that," and I was like, "Hmm." And then she was like all this thing that you're doing, how hasn't even worked out for you? But you know what? I'm a very like I do things for myself and I don't even share. I'll share it on social media, all right, but I don't care. To me, it's not. I'm a humble person. I'll just keep my whatever. Thank God. I thank God for whatever I've had, and I move on. She was telling me all these things, and as she was telling me all these things, 2 days ago, I had worked for MAC Cosmetics. I had worked for Calvin Klein. She was telling me, "Where is this even gonna take you? This isn't gonna." In my head, I was laughing because I was like, "Oh, I've already worked with these people, and it's still gonna go up." So one day I sent her, usually she's in this house with me, she doesn't even know until I do it, and I send her the pictures. Calvin Klein came, I sent her the pictures and everything. She's like, oh my God, she posted on her WhatsApp status, her friends were asking her. I was like on Kenneth Cole, and she was like on Macy's, and then she went on Macy's, she was buying something, and then she was like, you usually on Macy's, the faces don't show, it's like from here. So she looked at it, she was like, I recognize those arms anywhere when I see them. These are your arms. And I was like, yep. And she was like, oh my God. It's like she's seen all those things. And I'm like, see, this is, if you believe, and I told her, if you believed in me, more would have happened. But because you didn't believe in me, it made me not believe in myself at some point, that I didn't even want to go to certain castings, which I would have possibly booked. So if you believe in me, it would have been great. But also, hey, they don't have to believe in you. You got yourself. If you're looking for people to believe in you, you're looking for approval. And in life, if you're looking for approval, girl, you're not gonna get anywhere. Get your ass up and move, like move, go. There's no time to waste. You're growing, you're not gonna get any younger. So it's up to you to do all of that work. It's for you. Don't forget, it's not for them. So do not seek their approval. They'll fall in line when you make it. But then, hey, you wouldn't even care anymore. So,
Exactly.
yeah.
Let's see if we can answer another question before we get cut off. So, Diana asked again, she says, what pictures look good on social media? How to set up your own shop for a fashion shoot? And what are the best settings to shoot on to shoot for camera and videos? So I would say, get good lighting. So I'm sitting in front of a window right now, but I'm not using this lighting. I have a light in front of me, and I saw that you have a ring.
Have a ring light, yeah.
So get some sort of good lighting, whether you have to go outside and shoot in the sunlight, or you're in front of a window, or you purchase like a ring light or a studio light. So do that for sure.
And honestly, these things are not expensive. Like the ring light, my sister gave it to me as a gift. I don't know how much it was, but also I got this tripod on Amazon, which is like it's less than $20. You can hold it, like you can always put it on something. You can bend the legs around anything just in case you want to keep it. Like you can just put it on something and just bend the legs. It just goes really great. You put your phone in here and it just, you can make all your videos. It's really amazing. You can do that and put a light behind you and take good digitals by yourself. And you can connect it to your Bluetooth. It has a little remote. You hit it and it takes pictures while you're standing away from it. So it can take really good, like, how do I call it? Polaroids for you by yourself. You don't need anyone to help you. If you're dedicated, girl, you're gonna do it.
Yeah, or if you don't have a tripod, they're affordable online. Like I have one like that. But if you don't have that, well, actually, if you don't have the one that has a self timer, you should definitely invest in a tripod because they're between like $10 and $20.
Yeah, they're very on Amazon. It's very cheap.
Yeah, if you don't have the self timer though, just use the self timer on your phone or ask someone to take your picture if you don't have a tripod.
Yeah, which is good. I mean, you're gonna have a self timer, but like you need someone to hold it for you, or you'd have to put something at what level. So that's where these tripods really help because it's holding it for you.
Yeah, and then for editing, I use Lightroom because I use that for my food pictures as well. So I use Lightroom. But a lot of the times when you're in natural lighting and you do like minimum makeup, just make sure you look good or whatever, full face, whatever you're looking for, you don't really need that much editing done to it. Yeah. And then Instagram has some editing too on there.
Instagram has some really good editing too, but sometimes you can make it like too much if that's what you're scared of. I've heard Lightroom is amazing, and I don't use it, but I use Photoshop Fix because Photoshop Fix is, I just use that on my phone, and I don't do much to my pictures, and I just make sure it does great light. And Photoshop Fix, there's a smooth button that you can just hit. You just smoothing, if you have anything, maybe you slept and woke up in the world, you can just smoothen it, and that's it. As simple as possible. So it's called Photoshop Fix. Yeah, and Lightroom is amazing.
Yeah, Lightroom, Photoshop Fix for your video. I just downloaded Splice. I was watching a YouTuber who recommended it. And I'm on Splice. I'll write it in the messages. So it's Splice, Lightroom, and you said Photoshop Fix. So I'm on TikTok now, so I'm trying to figure out a way to edit vertical videos because I use iMovie for my horizontal videos. So Splice has horizontal and vertical videos.
Oh, that's good.
It's giving me some trouble right now though, so I'm not giving it 5 stars.
Mine too. I just downloaded Splice. Okay, we'll see how that goes.
And then as far as for marketing on Instagram, like do a website. Create a website. If you don't want to create a website, then just make sure your Instagram is clean cut and it shows personality, but it also shows like nice pictures. And I use Unum to lay out my Instagram before I post it.
Wait, what is it called?
I'll write it in the messages. Okay. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Unum, UNUM.
Yeah, I'll say the same thing. Unum.
So there's that one, and then there's also Preview is one, but I like Unum better because you can have more than one account. With Preview, you can only have one account, but they're all free, and you can just lay out your Instagram page before you actually post it, so that's helpful.
Okay.
Do you have anything else before we sign off?
If you guys have any questions, you can ask before we go. And yeah, don't be scared to like follow some models that you're seeing, you're looking up to, and see how their page is laid out, the kind of pictures they post. Do not post pictures with so much makeup. The minimum, put a lip gloss, nice shade of lipstick, but mix them up in your Instagram. Let them see, like you said, personality. Different pictures are gonna show different personalities. Wear your little top and your little, your pants. Make pictures that is gonna promote what you want, not because you just want to post. Do that for your stories, but it's your Instagram, you can post anything, but if you're going towards what you want, you're gonna have to meet the requirements. That's the thing. Don't just say I'm just gonna leave it like that. No, if you want something, you meet the requirements, so do it.
And then do auditing on your do auditing on your Instagram every so often. So if there's a picture on there that doesn't have that many likes, archive it. If there's something on there that doesn't flow with your theme, archive it.
Yeah, you can always, I archive a lot of my photos and sometimes I bring them back. You can always do that. It's great that Instagram has that feature, you can always archive them and bring them back whenever you want.
Yeah. All right, guys, so we're gonna go. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll be back tomorrow. I'll be with 2 makeup artists, Daria Latham, she's a celebrity makeup artist, and then also Janelle Hill. She also owns a lash company, and she's a makeup artist and hairstylist. So we'll be on tomorrow at 2 p.m. if you're interested in tips on how to do your makeup for a photo shoot, how to find a makeup artist to work for free, and that's somebody that you might want to collaborate with, because there are a lot of times when you see like these big grand projects that are done, and honestly it might look like everyone got paid a lot, but everyone's really just working together collectively.
Yeah.
And they're all just getting great content. So there's ways to get pictures for free, there's ways to work with people for free, but then sometimes you just have to pay, and it's worth paying for.
Yeah. And what was I even gonna say again? God, did I just forget? Okay, yeah. So I might not be able to join you guys tomorrow because I have a final to write tomorrow. So I don't know. You guys should do whatever. I know you handled that well. And I'm proud of you for putting this together. Like, it's
Thank you. Thanks for joining, and thank you everybody for tuning in, and follow us on Instagram if you're not. And if you have any other questions, you can ask me for sure. And are you okay if they like DM you or?
Oh, I don't have a problem. I'm gonna okay, so this is my Instagram. You guys can DM me whatever questions you have. Like I said, I'm not on Instagram right now. I'll be there in like a few days after my finals. I took a break. You guys can DM me whatever. I'll answer you. I do that a lot with people who DM me because I like to just share and let people know, because if you're motivated about something, about someone's life, it's because you shared it. If they didn't share it, you can get motivated by their life. So I'll be down to do that. So feel free to DM me, guys. Yeah.
All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Stay healthy, stay well, and we'll see you guys later.
Okay, bye, guys.
Bye.